So this past Friday on SmackDown, Cody Rhodes won the World Championship again, which changes the entire WrestleMania main event picture. Was this a good thing?
And last night on Raw, there was a confrontation between CM Punk and the Usos. CM Punk refused to apologize. Jimmy Uso clocked him. Was that a work or a shoot?
Looked painful to me.
Looked real.
Roll the intro. So welcome back. Just recently, we had passed our 200 subscriber mark. We are currently at 205, I think, as of recording this video. And as tradition, every 100 subs we get, we do a shot. Usually we do a shot of, we've been doing Sambuca, but we are currently out of Sambuca. Someone forgot to pick it up. Sorry. So I had to find something in the back of the old closet, do a little dusting off here. And I found some absinthe. I'm sure it's going to be just as good. Sorry, Kyle, that we didn't have the Sambuca for this run. But so to our 205 subscribers and the viewers that we have, we thank you. We appreciate everything you guys have done for us so far. So this is to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully we don't die. Yeah, I don't mind sleeping. Thank you. We appreciate you. Now let's get back into the video.
All right, Joe. Cody Rhodes won the heavyweight title last SmackDown. He beat Drew McIntyre. Kind of throws what we thought was going to happen at WrestleMania up in the air. We were expecting a fatal four-way. Now, who knows where it's going. What are your thoughts on where WWE is going from here, having Cody win the title back this close to WrestleMania?
Yeah, the things I've read on it, I do think it's going to be a one-on-one again. My fatal four-way suggestion or idea anyway, it's kind of out the window. I do think they're just going to do a one-on-one Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I think then that also opens them up for Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. So it gives them two more matches, right? Do I agree with it? No. I don't think he should have because you don't want to know why, Jeff?
Tell me why. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for.
That's what we're all here for.
205 fans.
Our
waiting to hear what you
205.
think.
A couple of reasons. One, we've talked about it before. It makes the Elimination Chamber useless. Cody Rhodes lost. And I'm gonna circle back to that in a second because I have a hot take on that one. And then second, which I think you mentioned, you reminded me of the 3 stages of hell match.
Yep.
If Cody lost, he wasn't supposed to get another title shot.
Yep.
But he did anyway. So it effectively made 2 of their biggest matches in the last month or so completely pointless and useless. I think for as much as we're going to go over 3 minutes on this one, for as much as Drew McIntyre has done for that company and as big of a draw as he is, people love to hate him. And that's the perfect heel. Some people cheer him. Some people hate him. He's not like a full-on heel because people liked hearing him, right? They like when he's on TV. They should have let him go on to WrestleMania with the title. I know he has filming commitments that are taking place right after WrestleMania, so that was probably part of the reason they wanted to strip him of it. But why not just let him lose it to Randy Orton at WrestleMania? Let him carry it into WrestleMania with the title and then lose it there. But real quick, circling back to the other thing, what did Cody Rhodes do in that match in the Elimination Chamber that deserved a title shot?
Nothing. He lost.
You know who didn't? Well, lost, but Logan Paul beat 3 people. Well, why did he not even get a look for the title?
Yeah.
If they were doing that, right? Obviously, putting Logan Paul in a title shot at WrestleMania, whatever. But in that sense, he beat 3 of the 6 people, 3 of the 5, really, because he's number 6, and didn't even get looked at for it. So based on that, if you're going to make the chamber pointless, at least give it to the guy who beat the people in the match.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going here. You know what I'd like to see? It just pops in my head, and I hadn't pre-thought about this. They've got the mysterious phone man calling Adam Pearce, right? They need this. Some mysterious guy needs to call Nick Aldis and say, you know what? Throw that match out. Cody doesn't deserve another shot at the title. Give it back to Drew, or give Drew a rematch, and let's create chaos going into WrestleMania.
something needs to happen because I doubt anything's going to happen. I think this is what they wanted. Randy Orton was looking, I guess, at the title. That's the storyline they're going with for the past couple of years. Randy Orton would kind of like look at the title when Cody Rhodes had it and stuff. So that's the storyline they're working with here. And I guess Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton is kind of a little bit, at least it's a different match. It's something we haven't seen 1,000 times, at least recently.
They can play up their fathers had a contact and all that, but it's just, I still would rather have seen Randy and Drew.
So would I. I would rather have seen Randy and Drew and then Randy win his 15th there and then, you know, go film his movie. And then when he comes back, whoever has the title at that point, then he can be back in the hunt for it again. But I just don't think this was the right way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been bored with Cody. I didn't like it when he was going for the story. He want, you know, but everybody loved the story. Since then, he's been boring.
Yeah. Speaking
of boring, last night on Raw, CM Punk came out at the end and gave a promo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty damn awful. He doesn't seem really good at giving promos. The crowd didn't seem too into it.
CM Punk?
CM Punk at the end. I don't know. I just didn't think it was very interesting until the Usos came out. And man, Jey and Jimmy Uso were fired up. Like Jey Uso wasn't yeeting like that intense Jey Uso. I'm glad to see that back. But like, so you had the, CM Punk versus Bloodline last night on Raw. CM Punk was mocking Roman for not being there. The Usos came out to not only defend Roman, but to defend their uncle. And there's devolved into a bit of a shoving match after CM Punk refused to apologize. He then pushed Jey. Jey pushed back and Jimmy just cold-cocked him, man. That punch looked real.
It did look real. If it was scripted, I haven't read anything on whether or not anything came from that or not. So I'm guessing it was probably scripted. But it looked real. I'll post it if I can find a good enough clip of it, or I'll just take one myself. But I'll kind of put it up here while we're talking. But yeah, it looked pretty bad.
I rewound it a couple times last night. That was a closed fist. He may have pulled the punch at the last minute, but that wasn't a WrestleMania slap. That was a closed punch, a closed punch, closed fist punch to the cheekbone.
Yeah.
It knocked CM Punk down. He didn't look to fall intentionally. That looked like a real punch that staggered him. He looked stunned. And again, I don't think it was a full force punch, but I think a message was delivered.
Yeah, but he also didn't have any red mark on his face, though.
He did it. So whatever it was, that was the best acting I've seen in wrestling in a long time.
That looked real. I don't know if it was, but it looked real. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. Or like I said, I probably already posted it by this point. But yeah, I hope, sort of. I weirdly hope this, and this is weird coming from someone who is sick of stale storylines and storylines that just keep popping up over and over again. But the best wrestling has been in the last 5 or 6 years is when the Bloodline was around. And I kind of hope this brings out a new Bloodline. Like
the old new Bloodline? You want Bloodline and the Usos back?
Yeah, I want like Roman Reigns. I want the Usos. I would love to see Solo leave the stupid MFTs and join like when he actually mattered. It'd be cool to see Tala Tonga and Tonga Loa and even Pirate Guy. He's not a pirate anymore, but the guy who used to wear the eye patch. Tama Tonga is
the one you like. He's the hyena. Tonga Loa is the pirate.
Yeah. There you go. The pirate. Yeah. And even where's Jacob Fatu? They can bring him in, and this would be the ultimate faction. Now, all these guys are pretty big except for Pirate, and it would just be. I think it would be cool. And then you could have something with CM Punk trying to rally his troops if he has any, or maybe that could be the storyline. He just doesn't have any. He can't find anybody. So, that would be a cool storyline, I think.
Yeah, it's got me fired up for WrestleMania. I'm not a big CM Punk fan. I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan. I agree that Roman Reigns is best when he's in power.
Yeah,
and the Usos were fired up more than I've seen them in a long time. So let's.
But they did keep saying this isn't about Roman Reigns. We need you to apologize. So
yes,
that was weird to me. Why did they just need him to say I'm sorry and then they were good? I felt like there for like two guys who are pissed off that he just talks stuff about their dead uncle. All they need, just say you're sorry and we're good.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, we just need you to say you're sorry. And I thought that was strange the way they just kept repeating it. So maybe they were
playing into CM Punk's male ego. Nobody wants to apologize. Nobody wants to admit they made a mistake.
And he did apologize.
Yeah. Well,
even my girlfriend called that out. She's She goes, yeah, he apologized, but he's about to say something else. And as soon as she said that, yeah, it was pretty
most
predictable,
obvious thing coming to wrestling.
Yeah.
So, all right, next topic. Last night on Raw, there was a women's gauntlet match for the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee. Bayley won. It was Lyra Valkyria, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka,
Ivy Nile.
And I'm missing one in there somewhere. Whatever. Bayley came out on top. So now she gets to face AJ Lee next Monday on Raw for the IC title.
Right.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And to my knowledge, they're setting up the Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee at WrestleMania. So if maybe that's not going to be for a title, maybe it's just a grudge match. I don't know. And they're going to give it to Bayley. It kind of makes the match pointless. And in my opinion, if they're just trying to make a match, so AJ Lee has something to do, why not give it to Ivy Nile?
That was my thought.
Something different. She looked good in that match.
She looks ripped.
Yeah, she's jacked. I like her way better with her hair down than when she had it back. She plays a good heel. I think they need to work on her personality probably a little bit. But why not just give it to her then, so she can get like some type of exposure on, a main event type program against AJ Lee, who's one of the biggest women wrestlers, at least in the last 20 years. Yeah. Just give her that exposure. I mean, I don't see AJ Lee losing against Bayley. I mean, so why not just give it to somebody else who needs the exposure?
AJ Lee didn't just come out of retirement to win this match to turn around and lose the belt to Bayley, another established star.
Right.
The IC title should be for the younger wrestlers. It should be for an Ivy Nile. And I know you don't like her, but it helped elevate Maxine. No, it helped elevate Maxine Dupree. I know you don't like her.
No, I don't like her at all.
Those mid-card younger wrestlers, Ivy Nile, Lyra Valkyria, even Raquel Rodriguez. She hasn't won a title yet. Like, let her have it.
Yeah, maybe she won a tag title.
No, but a heavyweight.
Yeah. Maybe this is a discussion for another time. But I think when you're comparing like Maxine Dupree with an Ivy Nile, they're not even close to the same level.
I'm just saying that the IC title should be for not established wrestlers or wrestlers you're trying to establish, that they win the IC title, they defend it for a while, then they go after the heavyweight title, like Gunther. You don't take Bayley, Asuka, AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, all these established wrestlers and put a mid-card title on them. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but now everybody wants a mid-card title, like you were saying earlier off camera. So all these big-name people are trying to get the title.
But why? It doesn't make sense to me. The only I can think of is women that, I mentioned this off air too. There are 5 women's titles now. The 2 mid-card titles, the 2 heavyweight titles, the Intercontinental, and the tag team titles.
Is there only one tag team title? I thought there were
There's only one for women. There's 2 for men.
Okay.
So this is a way they're trying to get all these established women into a match at WrestleMania because they have to have 5 women's matches at WrestleMania now. Maybe they'll have 1 non-title match, but if they're going to defend every title at WrestleMania, that's 5 women's matches. So maybe they're trying to find a way to establish all the big names going after some sort of a belt. The main 2 titles are established, so all these other women are going to go after the 2 mid-card titles.
Yeah, I mean, this also kind of feeds into the rumor that Triple H is very big on older wrestlers and stuff like that, and is very scared to push new wrestlers into those spots.
But they're doing great with the men's mid-card titles, giving it to younger male wrestlers like a Carmelo Hayes, like an Ilya Dragunov and stuff like that. They need to do the same thing with the women's titles.
Yeah, I agree. Ivy Nile should have won that match, not Bayley.
I agree. When I thought that she was going to be the one to win it. I was surprised. Speaking of newer wrestlers, Danhausen was back last night. Danhausen ran into...
Zoom in on me rolling my eyes right now.
OG El Grande Americano.
Chad Gable.
And he cursed him.
Yep.
But if you watch closely, my wife asked, who are those guys creeping in the background? And Ryo and Bravo were back there.
Oh.
So
I didn't see that.
Lead to the Penta match. It wasn't OG El Grande Americano as expected. It ended up being the new El Grande Americano.
Ludwig Kaiser.
But going back to the topic, Danhausen, where are they going with these curses? What is your thoughts on the story?
I don't know.
Here?
This is one of the few that I really don't know, because he cursed Dom, and Dom lost his belt. And I think it was Corey Graves last night mentioned it 197 times.
Yes, he did.
Remember, he got cursed. He got cursed. Remember, he just kept saying it over and over and over again. And usually when WWE does that, they want you to remember. And now he cursed El Grande Americano, OG El Grande Americano. And then he just didn't show up for his match. I didn't notice Rio and Bravo in the background, so they're probably going to do something where they took him out, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it. I don't know enough about Danhausen to know where they're taking this. I mean, are they going to have all the people he cursed group up to take him on? Maybe. I really don't know. I have no clue on what they're doing with this. Are they cursed forever? I mean,
how long does the curse last?
Oh, Miz. Didn't he curse the Miz too?
Did he curse the Miz?
Because Miz wouldn't train him.
I think he said, if you won't train me, I'll curse you. Or did he end up actually officially?
He might have actually cursed him because the Miz says, no, I'm not helping you. And he says, then you're cursed, right?
I'll have to go back and check out SmackDown. If he cursed the Miz, there was I don't remember any repercussions.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Maybe something's going to happen next week or something.
I mean, Miz hasn't won a title.
Yeah, Miz hasn't won a match
in 4 years.
Yeah, so he's already cursed. Maybe this will change his fortunes. Maybe he'll start winning now. But
I don't know that the storyline has to go anywhere other than he affects other people's storylines. And maybe eventually they build to something. I don't know. As someone who likes the gimmick in wrestling, I'm loving Danhausen so far. It may grow old, but I laugh every time I see him. They're keeping his appearances short and sweet. I wait for the curse. I was extremely disappointed to see him curse my boy OG El Grande Americano, but I had to laugh it off just the same. And I expected, I was like, why? Again, I leaned over to my wife and watched. He's not going to show up for his match. And of course he didn't.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Danhausen to me, he's funny, but unlike you, I don't like the curses, the heavy gimmick stuff. I'm okay with variety and things like that, but the heavy stuff, you're cursed. So now he's like cursed. So does that mean Danhausen's like a supernatural type character, like the Wyatts and the Undertaker? I mean, are we supposed to think of him like that? I mean, what is it? I have no idea.
I had to explain the teeth last night to Holly. She's like, why's he got teeth on his uniform? So I had to explain the teeth gimmick, and he likes to knock people's teeth out their mouths and stuff like that. So
yeah, I will say, and the last thing, I don't know if you watched it or not. I think it's on YouTube. They didn't show it on TV, but after Raw was over, he came out and was talking to the crowd.
I did not see that yet. I'll have to go home and check it out.
And he was giving people like T-shirts and stuff like that. But instead of giving, he basically just gave a clump of T-shirts to like the people in the front row for the most part, and said, "Go ahead and sort those out yourself."
So there's T-shirts out there on eBay right now we can buy. Right?
He did it like to a couple that. Well, he didn't do it, but he had another guy do it. But the T-shirt boy is what he was calling him. And I do think it's funny when he says, "Go spend your human monies." That is kind of funny. But other than that, I don't know. We'll have to see where it goes.
Alrighty. All right, next topic. So a little bit internet scuttlebutt today. I don't know if I've seen it confirmed or something anywhere, but the rumor going around that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are telling WWE Triple H that Brock Lesnar does not intend to lose another match in the WWE. He doesn't even want to lose his retirement match. That throws a lot of plans that everybody's been speculating into the air. We had Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I don't see him beating either one of them or WWE letting that happen. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't see. If their plan was Obafemi beating Lesnar at WrestleMania, and then Lesnar says, "I'm not losing," it's not going to be Obafemi. Gunther's their retirement guy, so it's not going to be Gunther. I heard Seth Rollins is an option at WrestleMania.
I had heard LA Knight at one point.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
Okay, my bad.
That was my way out for WWE because LA Knight loses every match, and I can see them easily putting Lesnar over LA Knight in like a 30-second squash match. I can see it coming.
God, the fans will go crazy.
I don't think at this point, with all the things WWE's been doing, I don't think they really care. I know they say they listen to the fans, and sometimes I know they do change up some storylines, like when they did the Cody Rhodes, what was supposed to be The Rock and Roman Reigns or something like that.
A couple years ago.
Last year. 2 years ago. And then the crowd outrage, and then they let Cody Rhodes back in. So I do think they do change some of this stuff. But I don't think when it comes to someone like Lesnar, who is
he's
pretty
not
much
even over anymore. His last couple appearances, the fans don't pop for him. I'm curious to see next Monday on Raw how it goes. But the fans haven't popped for him the last couple times he's been out.
And, we'll talk about this maybe in a different topic another day, but then that changes up, his open challenge now.
Yeah.
It's got to be LA Knight. That's the only one I can think of. That like a big enough name that can go to WrestleMania, and WWE will allow Lesnar to squash somebody. Because I don't think any of those other names are going to let happen.
So Monday, I mentioned it earlier off air again. March 16th, 316, Stone Cold Day.
Oh, Stone Cold.
Stone Cold's supposed to be on March. Do you think he's got one last match in him?
Not
I don't
Lesnar.
think again.
I think Lesnar's too rough.
Does it make sense for him to put over Lesnar? No, they're both over. I mean, it doesn't make sense for him to put over Lesnar. But I mean, maybe he steps up, and that's where LA Knight steps in to.
I would like to see
him.
LA Knight versus Stone Cold.
No, I was thinking maybe Stone Cold confronts Brock Lesnar, and LA Knight comes in to help Stone Cold, and that's how they get involved.
Maybe something like that. I don't know. I don't see if Stone Cold were to fight, it'd be a heavy gimmick match. I think. I don't think he wants to do. I know he did one a couple years ago against KO, which actually was a decent match, but I don't think he really wants another match like that. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I'm not in his head, but. Maybe that might be an idea. We'll have to wait until next Monday to find out.
I just don't know what they do with Brock Lesnar the rest of his career if he doesn't intend to lose, because at this point in age, he needs to be putting over the younger people like Cena did.
I don't know how someone could do that. That reminds me of like NFL contracts where an NFL player will sign for like 5 years and then 3 years in decide I want more money and not play.
Yeah.
It's a contract. I don't think you have a choice. I think it's up to the team whether or not at that point, right?
Maybe his contract, he gets paid per appearance. So if he doesn't, he's like, okay, if you don't schedule me to win, I'm just not going to appear. So WD's not losing money, but he's just not the draw.
Then they shouldn't have to pay him.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, so that's how I thought contracts work. You had to do what is said in the contract. And unless the contract says you can pick whether you win or lose, maybe, but that doesn't make sense to me. I've never understood contracts like that, especially with high-paid athletes. Don't sign the contract if you don't want the money.
All right. So last night at the beginning of Raw, Adam Pearce called out Seth Rollins and talked to him about his disappearing act and the mask gimmick and all that, and saying, "Yeah, you're still not medically cleared. You're playing. You've got all these masked men running around pretending to be you. I can't let that happen." A couple weeks ago, I was kind of tired of the mask gimmick. But now after last night's Raw, just when I think I'm out, man, did they pull me back in? I know you didn't like it.
This was the Jeff angle of all angles.
I love the shell game.
I hated it. And I hate it not so much for the idea of it, because I know we've talked before and I like the Killer Bee stuff and stuff like that. And this was kind of like a play on that. It just looked dumb. It just didn't look good. How are you supposed? There was a 300-pound guy out there wearing a mask. How was anyone supposed to think that was Seth Rollins? There was a couple of them, actually. There was a couple of pretty big boys out there, and it looks stupid the way they were doing it. They were kind of like doing the Dragon Ball Z run thing. They had their arms back and they were just kind of moving around.
Shuffling back and
Seth
forth.
Rollins basically just went this way and then this way again and was back in the same spot he was in. And then even Adam Pearce said, "Seth, we didn't need that." And I 100% agree with Adam Pearce on that. We didn't need it. I thought it was stupid. I like the idea of a bunch of mask guys. I thought that particular segment was one of the dumbest things WWE's done in at least a year.
It was kind of dumb last night, but it made me laugh. But it opened up all kinds of potential for Seth Rollins wrestling in the future in the mask gimmick, and he decides to put on his mask, roll into the ring.
And the 300-pound guy comes out.
Calling the backup. Calling Obafemi in a mask. Calling Omos in a mask.
If they overdo it and it's funny, if it's Omos or something like that comes out in a mask, I think that would be funny.
Yes.
That's why I always thought it'd be funny if he came out dressed up as El Grande Americano.
Yeah.
Because it's so absurd. That would be funny to me. But this just didn't hit for me. I thought it was dumb. I wasn't feeling it. Thankfully, I was able to fast forward it.
So let's get serious for a minute.
Oh,
as much as I liked it, there is a problem with that type of gimmick. What stops a fan from dressing in all black and a hoodie and a black ski mask and running into that crowd? What stops that? Who knows what's going on?
We here at WrestleStop do not condone.
No, please do not try this at home. But I'm serious.
No, you're right.
What stops that?
Because who would really know unless they're all bunched up and they have enough people around them where they know how many they're supposed to have.
Last night they came in through the crowd. What if somebody bought an aisle seat? What if somebody bought one of those seats right behind the announcers?
Yeah,
that could get scary. That could get dangerous.
I would like to think they have some kind of precautions in there. Actually, I'm going to say that they do. No ideas, crazy people. But
think about it, WWE.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I have no idea what to say to that. That's a good point.
I saved by the bell there. I threw it at you. We didn't talk about that one by air. I did think about it earlier, and I forgot to bring it up in our pregame. But yeah, that could get bad really quickly.
Yeah, I agree. I know Triple H watches this. He calls me all the time and tells me. So maybe he'll see that and realize, oh, I made a mistake.
He helped design the new landscape
yeah,
of
he did.
WrestleStop.
He helped design this. Shout out to Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Paul Levesque.
Yeah, Paul Levesque.
He didn't really. He doesn't know who we are.
Yet.
But anyway, so that's it. That's the show. Thank you again. We normally would do another shot at the end here, but the last one almost killed my friend here.
God, I'm still dying over here.
So we're not going to do that again. But thank you to all our subscribers. We appreciate you guys. We got to the 200 mark, and thank you for that. Friday shows are going to be a little bit different now. They're going to be more speculative. And don't forget about our WrestleStop side quest videos that me and Brooke do. A little bit different, a little more laid back, just kind of opening toys and cards and stuff. We got a few out right now, like 4 or 5 out right now. I think we filmed another one. I don't know if I have it scheduled yet or not. But other than that, though, and Jeff has all his 953 shorts that come out daily. So thank you guys for everything. We truly appreciate it. Let's keep it going, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching another episode of WrestleStop. If you liked what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You can reach us at any of the addresses on screen, and there's a couple extra videos here on the screen. If you liked what you saw, maybe you'll like one of these as well. Thanks for watching.